Hi, everyone. Hi, my beautiful cosmic precious Sis-Star, Corinne Mooney,
I
and
was doing a
myself,
little homework there.
and Anne. So, welcome everybody to the Cosmic Sis-Star Show with Corinne and Anne, and we are diving deep into the mystical realms of the Celestine Prophecy. And tonight, it's all about Insight 10, the power of intention, and that's interesting. That's really interesting. So,
Really is.
what if your thoughts weren't just fleeting ideas, but energetic blueprints shaping your reality? In this episode, we will explore how intention is not wishful thinking, but a focused vibration that aligns us with the universe's creative flow. From ancestral wisdom to soul level purpose, we'll uncover how setting clear, heart centered intentions, no, how setting clear, heart centered intentions, sorry, can transform your life and ripple outwards to uplift the collective. And this is really important actually, because intentions are very, very, very important. So whether you're tuning in from your sacred space or catching the replay, prepare to be inspired, activated, and reminded that you are a conscious creator. Yes, you.
Mhm.
Let's raise the frequency together and step boldly into our soul's mission. We see you, we hear you, we appreciate you, we honor you. So now let's co create magic tonight, okay? Today,
Fantastic. Yes.
or this morning, wherever you are around the globe. And today we have Wednesday, September 24th in US and Europe, and Thursday, September 25th in Australia. Always our future, right? We will once again here discuss the Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield, Inside 10, The Power of Intention. Our intentions shape our reality. And just a few more brief things to let you know. So, Cosmic Sisters, me and Corinne, launched a 12-part series in May this year where we dive into the Celestine Prophecy, each and every insight. Throughout the year, we'll explore the insights and real world applications, culminating in a full summary of all revelations. So, join the journey, and we stream the series twice a month, every 2 weeks, just to make things less complicated. Every 2 weeks. Join us as we embark on this journey of discovery together. And I can tell you, all of you, this is dynamite. It really is, right?
It is. Yes.
And find upcoming and past episodes at angelplaceonearth.com/upcoming dash past. And of course on YouTube at youtube.com/at Angel Place on Earth/streams. I need to think before I speak, right? And you can find our series, which are currently two. So, in the beginning of this year, 2025, we did a series of the four agreements, all four agreements plus a summary at the end. And now we are doing the Celestine Prophecy and all the insights, which are 12 plus a summary. Find our series at angelplaceonearth.com/series dash cosmic dash guardians. I have to keep my tongue straight.
Yes.
And our last show on Cosmic Guardians and with Cosmic Sisters was last Wednesday, September 17th. And we talked about From Stuck to Flow, Tools for Emotional Alchemy. And of course, I'm inside this wonderful community with you, Corinne. So I always say it's always stunning. And each and every show, even if not every show is the series of the Celestine Prophecy right now, everything is connected. It's like a chain all the
It
time.
is.
So
Yes.
please, if you want to find past episodes, again, you can go to angelplaceonearth.com/upcoming-cast. There are links in there, so you can find it easy. And of course, you can connect with us, find upcoming shows, past episodes again, read articles, and find Corrine and me, how to connect with us at angelplaceonearth.com/cosmic guardians. Yeah, how about that? Talk much now. Let's dive deep into today's show.
Okay. Would you do the honors of reading first what he himself, Richard, said about this before we start delving into it? Because it's always I like to go back to what the author is really wanting us to understand, and then see how we kind of, chew it up and translate it to ourselves. But you wrote this beautiful thing about what he said, and if you would read that, that would be awesome, I think.
Yes, please. And this is the original text by James Redfield that I
Yeah.
found on his website for the Celestine Prophecy, the Insights, right?
Yes.
And this is what he says. At this level of expanded consciousness, we become clearly aware of the life and death cycle of humanity. The afterlife becomes not an abstract idea, but a real place with real activities. As this rapid spiritualization continues, the veil between earth and heaven begins to part, and we rise to sense and feel those in the afterlife with a new reality. According to Pulse, the most frequently mentioned spiritual experience is that of having contact with a recently departed loved one. It's very common. That was my
Mhm.
comment. Usually, they want to convey that they are fine, but just as often, they are trying to help us in some way. They are active in our lives on earth. Our insight is that departed friends and loved ones are close to us, sending us messages, reminders, and uplifting us into our missions. Before we are born, we have a vision of this mission. When we get here, it goes unconscious as we are being educated. And I think we said this multiple times.
Yes.
Then, as we move through the stages of life, it comes back into awareness, first as attractions and amazing synchronicities that are trying to wake us up, followed by a full-blown inspiring goal. With this insight, we are making the higher meaning of life more conscious and self-evident, while leading more people to catch the vision and thus accelerate both their lives and the progress of the world. That was beautifully said by him, right?
Yes. Yes. That, so much. I mean, that's maybe 3 paragraphs there, but it's like a whole book. You could just take that 1 paragraph and just really keep digesting it and digesting it. And I find that our journey on our self-discovery, again, redefining and rediscovering who we are, it gently guides us towards this deeper involvement with what we know that there is a greater understanding of how we fit our piece of puzzle into the whole of humanity. And every experience that we've had has literally been preparing us not only for our personal awakening, but also for a broader understanding of how we can assist the collective experience of all humanity. And whether we want to say it or not, we come here and have our life experiences, and that's wonderful. But when you really understand that we are so much a part of everything that is going on, and the greater good that we are bringing ourselves into is beyond comprehension. And we found very much so that we are not alone. And
No, we're
that's,
not. And it's a very common question for many people who call psychic lines and stuff of that nature, right? Because they want a connection, they want to hear something. And we can hear many things, but we need to go within and we need
yeah.
to be trusting what we are getting, right?
Yes, and that's the thing. This is why all that we've been moving towards, our self-love, our self-mastery, our not taking things personally, and we constantly with the synchronicities of the insights and with the four agreements. Every day I'm going, oh, well, okay, don't take that personally. Do this. Oh, well, that was a coincidence. No, that was a synchronicity. And it's interesting because Einstein said that coincidences or synchronicities are actually God's way of nudging us and staying anonymous. And I thought,
Yeah.
now here's this brilliant physicist who absolutely wholeheartedly, literally could prove that divinity is real, that creation is real. And so he wasn't one of these that was science is this and religion is this, because religion is a whole nother thing, but even spirituality. And this is what we're finding, that by tapping into this incredible being that we are, it's we know more than we think we know. And by tapping into that and through our synchronicity, then our intuition begins to open. But when that begins to open, we find that there is a clear and powerful intention, different
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
And that inner wisdom allows us to come alive and gives us glimpses into the truths that are beyond what we can see. It's kind of a warm inner knowing, a gentle nudge, kind of saying, you can do this. We got your back.
Yeah, and exactly. And as even James Redfield stated, we are educated out of that knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. Because we're gleaning new knowledge. We always have it. We just don't have it in the presence. And part of our experience is to reconnect with that. But in the reconnection, then we begin to know that it is our knowing, it is not someone else's belief system. And that's important.
Exactly. Yeah, it is important. And to be able to step into that, I think that is the whole journey, to close that gap,
Yeah.
to to trust what we are getting, the gut feeling that, okay, this is what I'm being told to do, but it doesn't feel in alignment with me. It does feel like it's way off, right?
Yeah.
But the education says you're supposed to, and the inner knowing says, well, it doesn't feel comfortable.
That's right. And that's the one you're learning to trust that part about yourself. And I love the way that you said intention is not wishful thinking, because we all have wishes, but there's a difference in putting the power behind it. And some people think that, oh, if I have an intention, it's kind of like in the Wizard of Oz, and I'll click my heels together 3 times. I'm home, I'm home, I'm home, or I'm a millionaire, millionaire, millionaire. And you haven't put any energy into it. It's wishful thinking. When it's an intent, you make an agreement with yourself to have it come to fruition. And I thought, okay, I'm playing with this. I love to play with what we're working on. And I sat down on Sunday afternoon and I said, it is my intent that I am going to get my article to you today, and nothing is going to get in my way. And I just sat there, and it was amazing because it just flowed. It was said, okay, we got the message. We're right behind you. Hey, go for it, girl. And that's the difference, is I put my energy into the
Yeah.
intention.
Or when you encounter an earthly experience where you say, okay, I see, you take that step back and you observe and you say, mm-mm, my intention is now I'm not going to step into that. I'm not going to. And
Exactly.
that works. You know, as you said, intention is not wishful thinking. It's way more than a wish, right? It is
Yes.
focused vibration that shapes the way reality unfolds because reality creates the personal reality is created from within us, our perception, right?
Yes.
So when we set an intention with clarity and conviction, when we say, not going to go there, we begin to align with the unseen forces that support our growth. The universe responds not to vague hopes, but to purposeful directions.
Exactly. And a lot of times when people will sit and they will have all of these affirmations, oh, well, I'm going to meet the right person. I'm doing it. And they keep saying it, but there is no energy behind it. When
No.
you put the energy behind it, you change the frequency, you change the vibration, you change the essence of it. It no longer becomes, oh, well, yes, if I'm a good person, this will happen. You put energy, and then it becomes focus, and that focus then becomes reality, and it gives you clarity. And it gives you clarity that you're following this, and if something changes along the way, you don't go, well, I'm going to stick to this because that's what you have the ability to be flexible and say, okay, I can change this ever so slightly. And
Yeah, and you know, I can do all the affirmations in the world. If I'm still thinking in my mind, well, I'm not going to get there. I'm not going to be able to.
right.
I'm putting the framework up. I'm not going to succeed because we need to really get into the vibration where I know that, well, if I state this, I can. And one more thing that came to mind when you were speaking, we have been taught to do prayers and things, and I'm not against prayers in any way, right? It's good, but don't pray for things like give your power away and say that I pray for someone to come and do this for me. You just pray or affirm. I like the word affirming better
Affirm. Yes.
because you make a statement, you make a conscious content intention,
Yes.
right?
And there again, a lot of times when people say, well, my prayers aren't answered, well, maybe they're just given as wistful, if I do this and practice this, then all will be right. But if you're going to plant a garden, you have to dig up the soil, you have to put the seeds in. You can't just go, oh, I can see this beautiful garden, and without effort. Without effort,
Exactly.
you have to put energy into it. You have to put you into it. You have to put intent, and you have to put inspiration. And there's just, it's just beautiful. It really is to be talking about all of these things because
It's important. It's a
it
key
is.
or multiple keys, but intention is a great key. You know what? Also, the mind as a magnet, right? Our
Yeah.
thoughts and emotions act as magnets, attracting experiences that match their frequency. Think about
Yeah.
that part, right? A positive intention rooted in love and service draws opportunities that reflect those values. But if you think that I'm obligated to be of service. That's going to attract different things, right?
Yep. That's
Um,
right.
a fear, a fearful or scattered intention may lead to confusion and stagnation. This is why awareness is essential. What we focus on expands. So if I'm stating to myself, I'm I'm not going to be able to. Yeah, well, I already set the way forward, right? Because everybody can. And you say, I can.
Yep. In sign language, that's what that is. I can. And when you have that kind of conviction, then you can move mountains, and
Yeah.
and allowing the process, and where we have come from and where we are going has not just happened because, oh, I think I'm going to be a different kind of person. You and I have literally put blood, guts, and money and time into, well, this works, but not quite the way I want it. Well, this, and maybe this, and building our knowing, building what is truly us, and that comes from being truthful with yourself, finding your self love, and we constantly, uh, even just the other day, I had about 3 minutes of the darkness of the soul, and I'm going, oh, what's gonna, and then I go, okay, that's enough, get off that, and start doing something else, because we catch ourselves, we don't go down the rabbit hole. But being human, we are given these experiences, and
E-
just
Exactly. And I want to add to that, we are human beings and it's okay to go through those moments. We all do. But the thing is, the awareness that we are striving for, awareness kind of knocks on our shoulder and tells us, like you said, no, enough of that. Let's move forward, right? Because
yes,
we can, don't punish yourselves if you experience a few hours or a day or a couple of days or whatever it is where you feel is challenging, because in our challenges we have much to gain if we want
exactly,
to see them
that's
and
right,
manage them,
yes.
right?
And it's interesting how uh, so many things go back to you fear, guilt, and blame. And when we live in fear, it just kind of stops you in your tracks. I mean, is it the fear of the unknown that keeps you from doing something? The fear of success, the fear of yourselves, the fear of not fitting in, fear of rejection? But these fears are what have kept humanity from keep going through the loop. They're ready to make an evolutionary change. And that's what we're doing. We are working with all of the others that have gone before us, and
Yeah,
bringing that energy, because to bring earth to the fruition of moving into the higher dimensions, it's taken a little time, because we are part of the part of the problem and part of the solution, and allowing these to go, okay, thank you very much for that reminder, but I have a different perspective now. I see beyond that fear. And then working on letting go of the fears that you're not even aware of. And so many people are looking towards technology as the savior, but it's not. It's not. It is another diversion from our moving into our pure humanity. And
yes,
remembering our life's mission. And that's where getting in touch, not necessarily with dead relatives, but your identity, how you've come through life, and what you have gleaned from each lifetime that you have had, and the energy that you have learned to bring with it. and bringing it all together. It's so vast, and I'm starting to wander now. So I'm just going to zip it up here.
Okay.
I'm
So
in the moment.
I so I want to talk a little bit about from vision to manifestation, right? And a lot of clients that I talk to, they want to know what's going to come. They kind of half grasp that I am the creator of my future, but there's still a lot of questions about other people around. It's like we
Mhm.
are sitting and waiting that everything will fall into place for us without us doing anything. And that's not going to happen. That's not how it works, right? So intentions become powerful when paired with action. Us,
Yes.
we taking action. Visual, I can't say it. Visualizing a goal. I'm bad at talking today, but it's funny. I don't have a problem. Visualizing a goal, affirming its possibility that I can, and taking inspired steps toward it creates momentum. This process is not about control things. It
No.
is about co-creation. We are not passive observers of life, but active participants in shaping it. So the only time it's a nice thing to be an observer is when I feel confused and I feel I'm questioning what's going on here. Yeah, being the observer for a short while. And then I will understand and I will know. I will find the way forward, taking action, right?
Mhm.
So when we live intentionally, each moment becomes meaningful, the present moment, right? We begin to choose our words. I love this. Relationships and habits with care. With other words, we are observing ourselves and we are aware and we pay attention. We stop reacting and start responding. Our response, and we said this so many times before, that is our power. So don't give your response and your power away. Life becomes a canvas, and our intentions are the brush strokes that paints our reality. So, um, it's really important to realize that each and every one of us are the creator of our reality.
Yes, and it's scary, but it's also enlightening, and it also is very freeing. And and the beauty is that if you've been preparing for this by getting rid of the darkness and getting rid of the and stepping into the shadows and bringing those to into the light, that it's interesting when you were talking about paying attention, and I thought
Yes,
when we pay attention, that leads to intention.
yes. Wow, good one.
And I mean, it was like, because intention is focus. So when you're paying attention and you're going, okay, I know that I have the ability to be of service and to do what I need to do to bring this to it becoming whole. Now, what is my intention after I have found that this is where I need to go? And yeah, it
That's
just kind of,
true.
that's why I
Yeah,
wasn't looking at you. I was over here writing because these things come to me, and I keep a notepad because all of a sudden, because when the inspiration comes for me to form an intention, if I don't write it down, the inspiration is gone. So it's like, I'm listening. Okay, thank you very much, and you know, and responding.
yeah, and that is the beauty of it, right? And
Yes.
we need to catch the moment, and that's how it works usually. Because talking, grabbing something, if something comes to us, if we don't write it down, it's going to fade away, right?
Yeah.
So grabbing it when we can. And the 10th insight reminds us that intention is not just mental, it is spiritual. Before birth, we carry a vision of our soul's mission. As we awaken, this vision returns through synchronicities and inner calling, the gut feeling and what we feel within. By setting intentions that align with this deeper purpose, we accelerate our evolution and contribute to the awakening of others. So, collective impact. Sorry for talking much now.
That's great.
Intentions do not only affect the individual, they ripple outward, influencing families, communities, and even global consciousness. When many people hold a shared intention for healing, peace, or transformation, the energy becomes magnified. This is how movements begin. This is how change is born. That's beautiful.
Hmm. It's interesting because in the scientific world, they started observing that they were trying to prove something. And I'm going to use cold fusion because cold fusion is kind of a mystery. And they'll have all these scientists that are doing everything right and it should work. And they're sitting there and they said, well, it should work. We did everything right, but their fear that it won't work, it doesn't work. However, they noticed that then another group of people were working on this and everybody just knew that it was going to work and they knew that it was going to be brought together and they were all of the same intention, which then it worked. So this is how powerful having the same intention. That doesn't mean that you have to agree with everything, but if this whole group of people from all over the world has the intention that they want to have clean water, they come together and they bring all of their ideas. They don't say, well, mine is right and yours is wrong and everything else. They have the intent of having clean water and they gather, and the energy of their intention, their mass intention, makes a
Yeah.
change. And that's where we
Yes.
are now, is having that recommunication. And
Yeah. And as they say, the critical mass.
exactly.
That's connected. I have to also add something here. Worry and doubt, that is going to put up obstacles for intentions.
Yep.
That's important to remember. And everything we say when we say something like it's important to remember and don't do that, it's not, don't punish yourselves if you do, because we all do once in a while. You can ask both of us, right? We walked through mud in this lifetime. But at the
Yep.
same time, eh, doing certain things multiple times, the last time you're going to get it.
Mhm.
So wanting to move forward, and there are no major errors. We do it until we manage, right? But we
Exactly.
can become aware with working with ourselves intentionally,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, and it's amazing. I mean, our emotions are very part of ourselves, and I like when you were saying worry and did you say worry and doubt
And
or
doubt.
and doubt,
Yeah.
and we have created all of these negative emotions to put obstacles in our way. But anger is an emotion and it's a response. But anger is a little different because anger brings things together and then you pushes you to make a decision. You either, you know, punch the person in the nose or you decide to write a story. But it makes you have an action, where
Yeah.
worry and doubt and fear, they just overcome us, they suffocate us, and they keep
Yes.
us from moving out of it. So to me they're just worthless expressions. And And a personal example, when my kids were able to start driving, and my husband would head to bed, and I would head to bed, and he would say, well, aren't you staying up until the kids get home? And I said, why? Well, what if something happens? And I said, well, if something happens, I want to be fully rested. I can't help them sitting here wondering if they're going to have a car accident, wondering if that's only putting negative energy into it. And I said,
Yeah.
I'd rather be prepared and go to sleep. And he said, how can you do that? I said, well, you do it. You know? But see,
Yeah.
put put your intent where it's going to work. And
Yes.
yeah.
And exactly. And as you said, actually anger contains much energy very often. It contains more energy sometimes than joy. So you can use your anger when you're aware of it in a constructive way because
Yes.
it contains so much energy. And when we come to that point where I usually say that that's when I look like the cartoon Donald Duck when he's angry. Ah!
Yeah, I
Uh,
know.
but let it out, let it come, but don't let it caught you in the loop and be
Yes.
angry for a very long time. Acknowledge, what is this telling me? Why am I angry? How can I use this energy for a change that I want to make? Because
Yes.
it is actually brilliant. And worry and doubt and fear, there's nothing coming from it, to be honest.
No. It's just like an anchor that you're dragging around. And it doesn't. And guilt is another thing. You can't undo what has been done by carrying that guilt around. And you're harming everybody, including yourself. And it's interesting because I was told, now I don't have proof, but I was told that the word for chaos in the Chinese language is a stick figure, and he's walking this way, and then another stick figure that's walking. They're back to back, and they're walking away from each other. And so chaos and crisis only mean that you've come to a place where you have to make a decision to go one way or the other. And that's kind of like if you allow anger to get you to a point of, well, something needs to be done. I really
Yeah.
have to I have to get my car cleaned. No longer. I'm not going to put it off anymore. And you go, and you get your car cleaned. But utilizing it as a tool to get you to move and not allow it to consume you. This is the art of self-love and self-mastery.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And it's also quite common to try to avoid um, anger because we feel it's not feeling good, right? But it's something we are born with all our senses and all our emotions.
Yes.
We just need to acknowledge them, what they are telling us, and how we can actually use our awareness of them. Because when we get angry, that is also like a knock here on the shoulder. Hey, um, do something about it. And
Yes.
there it is again, our response to the anger.
Yes. And then allowing to identify it where it doesn't just keep eating away at us. And you and I find that a lot when we're speaking with people that are going through relationship situations. Well, so and so did such and such, and I'm never going to forgive them, and everything else. And that person has gone off and living their life beautifully. And people used to ask, you've gone through a divorce here. How can you not be angry? I said, well, I was upset. My life has changed, but this is now my life. And for me to spend all my time being angry and vengeful of them, I'm missing out on my life. And people don't seem to understand that, why they're miserable all the time, and why that other person is having a very happy life, because all the anger, fear, resentment that you feel towards someone else, you can't, it's not affecting them at all. It's only affecting you.
Exactly. And the resistance of wanting to forgive, because many times also we talk about forgiveness, and you did it now. Forgiveness is not about saying I accept um, what have been occurring, what you did or what I did or whatever, right? It's
Right.
about releasing the energy. And I love to do something as an affirmation or prayer or intention of forgiveness. So I say something like this: I forgive anybody who consciously or unconsciously hurt me in any way, in any existence of time and space.
Right.
I ask for forgiveness for anyone I hurt, consciously or unconsciously, in any existence of time and space. And the last one I think is the most important. I forgive myself for anything I did
Absolutely.
to hurt myself, consciously or unconsciously, in an existence of time and space. And this is about releasing the energy, because as you said, the only one who's going to struggle if we don't practice forgiveness, it's us,
Hmm.
because the other person is not going to suffer. You know, we are going to suffer because of it, because we don't want to forgive. You know,
And you pay for it with mind, body, and spirit. And
yeah,
you get sick, and I actually, believe it or not, people that just hang on to anger will have a lot of liver problems because
yeah,
anger seats itself in the liver. And but letting go, and what you were saying about the forgiving, in my journey of self-awareness, I was in Peru, and I had spent 2 weeks up there, and I was inspired to sit down and to write a letter to each one of my children and their spouses, and exactly what you said. I forgive you. I forgive anything that I perceived that you did to me or did not do to me. I forgive you, and I ask your forgiveness, and so forth. And then I forgave myself. And I literally sent these letters to each one of my children. And
yeah,
I mean, sometimes you just write them and that's enough. But I thought it was important that I actually mailed them. But that was part of my self healing and self journey. And you know, but there again,
and that's yeah. That was great, because you released it from yourself, and your intention was to clear the
mhm,
energy clearing in one way.
exactly, exactly. And I took action. I didn't just go, "Oh, this would be a good idea." No, do it. Take the action and do it. And by taking the action, you're also, it's like a volcano. It's roaring and it's rumbling and everything else. And then finally it has to let go and release the tension and release the energy and let it all, spew all over the
Yeah.
place. But yeah.
And also sometimes people ask, well, that person maybe that I feel that I need to forgive to release my anger or my resentment or whatever it is, right? Is not in this world anymore. Or we are not talking, we can't. But you don't have to send if you don't can. It's your intention of doing it. And
Mhm.
if you would like, I'm not doing too many rituals, but sometimes, I could do something like that, like you said, write it as a letter, and then go out and burn it,
Yes, I've done that many
because
times
that
too.
yeah, because that also is adding to my statement that I'm releasing this. I'm no longer hanging
Yeah.
on to it.
Yeah, and it's the simple things that you do, they seem simplistic, but there again, you're participating. You're being
Yeah.
part of the intention. You're not just wishful thinking. And that's so much part of living. We get in the habit of living and just um, being there, but not being there. And we didn't come here to just, we came here as observers, yes, but we came here to observe, to find where we were best needed, and then
Yeah.
step in and take our rightful place.
Yes. And if we are refusing or resisting awareness, that also means that we are allowing a lot of obstacles coming for ourselves. Because if everything is energy, yeah, well, everything can be overcome. Everything.
Yes, yes. I love that song. We can overcome.
Yeah.
And sometimes little things like that may be taken out of content here and so forth, but then it's just the the inspiration of hearing that, yes, we can, I
Yeah.
can overcome this. I can move beyond what I perceive as my limitations, because we
Yeah.
are what? Limitless.
We are limitless. And this is also about, as we stated many times before, living in the present moment, because this is what have been going on. It's not going to be constructive or conducive for us to hold on to it. It's past. So it's our response to the past. Therefore, forgiveness is a nice thing to do, right? To release the energy clearing.
Yes,
And we create the future from this point. And even in times when, for instance, in relationships, a person that I want to get close to is not responding or giving me the confirmation in the way I want, well, I still have my response. How am I going to respond to that? Am I going to dedicate myself to live in that loop, waiting for that person for 10 years? Or am I going to do something else about it? And a lot of people fear that, okay, if I release, I detach myself a little bit, I'm going to lose that person forever. Yeah, well, that may happen, or it may not happen. It
yeah,
doesn't mean that we say, I close an iron door for you for eternity, right? Doesn't mean that.
exactly.
It means that I'm putting you over there. If you want to come close to me, you're going to come. If you don't want to, I'm not going to spend all my life waiting for you, right?
Exactly. Exactly. When I was going through my uh, dissolvement of my marriage, I had a very wise person say, because I kept saying, yes, but he's so good at this, and yeah, he was. He had some really great traits, and he just point blank looked at me and he says, you know, you can live forever going in that revolving door if you wish, or you can choose to shut the gate and take another avenue. It's your choice. But there are people that just have that lingering, well, maybe if I get better, maybe if I do this, and maybe if I do that. And they're missing so much of the now, of who they can become. And I just had a beautiful young woman that I hadn't seen in quite a while, and she's going to become an incredible master. We're starting to work again, and she said, I have given up myself. I don't feel me. And I don't mean you don't feel free, because you can be in a relationship and still have that. But she had been in this situation for all the wrong reasons. And
Yeah.
she says, I need to feel myself again. And that's the thing, that we are being urged to identify that beautiful persona that we are and have the
Yeah,
intent of living our lives as close to what we chose to be in the whole realm of humanity.
exactly. And you know that there's a common thought that I have to. Um, well, I'm sorry, I kind of lost what I wanted to say. That's how it works too, right?
Yes,
Anyway, um, I I'm putting myself in a place when I'm waiting for someone. It's not a good place actually to be. If they want to come, they're going to come. Yeah, here, now it came to me. There's nothing, forget all about it's written in stone that because we have a soul connection, we are going to end up in a romantic relationship in this lifetime.
yes,
No, nothing is written in stone. We have our free will and our choices. And sometimes, because as we said in the beginning, as James Redfield said, we have a plan when we come here, but then this is a very dense world, a dense energy. It's challenging to navigate, and we forget. So we need to be in alignment with ourselves and listen to the gut feeling and our going within intention, right?
yes,
And we don't have only one person we have a soul connection with. So if that doesn't work out, it's not the end of the world.
yes,
We're going to find the people we are in alignment with. And also, what is worth more for you? This is only a question that's out of the ordinary questionnaire, right? What is worth more? Having 100 acquaintances that doesn't really confirm you or stand by your side, or having a handful that's actually going to do that? None of
yes,
us is here to walk alone, and we are all going to find our handful of people, right?
yes. And what about the beauty of when you become truly yourself? And this young lady is in a relationship, and I said, to make changes in yourself doesn't mean I'm going to make my changes in the hell with everything else. Excuse me, but that's the truth. Sometimes you just what you do is as you make subtle changes within yourself, two things can happen. Either the person that you're with will observe these changes and go, wow, this is the person that I really thought that I was going to be with, and for some reason had moved away, but I would like to be with this person and make changes to to uh, to have a harmonious life with them. Or they will say, I can't stand this, and leave. Either way, the solution will take care of itself. You don't have to make the solution. You just have to make the changes within yourself and allow the situations.
Yeah. Choose, make a choice,
Yep.
respond, right?
Yep.
So, so my great lady and precious sister, are you ready for the 5 questions?
Oh, you threw those in, did you? Huh? I hadn't gotten to
I
the
did.
last page. Okay. All right. Well, let's play.
Okay, let's play. So, what is one intention you've set recently, and how has it influenced your actions or mindset?
Well, this is a very simple one. It's not really earth shaking, but while I was getting ready to do this, I have a lot of things that are going on in my life, and I can go finish that, then finish this, and put things off. And I said, nope, I am going to practice the law of intention, and I am going to literally sit myself down at my new desk that I just built, and I am going to stay there until the article was written and I had it sent to you. And that was my intention. And you know what? It happened so clearly and spontaneously and effortlessly that it said, hey, make your intention, because the intention is going to have the momentum to carry you through. And that was something that it became very an aha moment. Wow. If you make that intention, it'll push you through. It'll get you through. And that's something that I am now going to add to my memory. That uh,
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
and
And
that
you
was
know,
Sunday.
because yeah, life tends to throw a lot of things towards us, right? And you responded in a way that's going to bring you on your path, as a forward on your path, right?
Yes,
So you
yes,
didn't let that get to you. And also, I can admit something because I became a little bit angry with someone, and I let it come, and I kind of, self-talk, thinking and stuff of that nature, just a short while, and then I said, okay, no, I'm going to do what I usually do. So I'm not going to let this take place in my heart and in my head. So again, an intention, let it go.
yeah. And we always we can have the intention of letting it go. People think that you have to have an intention of making something change. Well, just letting it go made a huge change. It made a
Yeah,
change in your physiology and made a change in your energy field. So sometimes it doesn't have to be a great big, I'm going to write this document and I'm going to profess to the world that this and this. Sometimes it's as simply as saying, I choose to let it go.
yeah,
That's my intention.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
we put these ideas of grandeur on things that we're doing spiritually, and spirituality is subtle. It's
it is
quiet.
very subtle.
It's a whisper.
Yeah.
It's not, you know.
And and also, because we talk about these things and we know a lot. We have a lot of experience. We walk through life many moons, so to speak,
Yes,
right?
yes,
It doesn't mean that we are written off from experiencing life. So we are continuously reminded. But I see that as a blessing, you know.
yeah,
It's not about attitude, it's about being humble and acknowledging things and dare to see them and then make that choice. And in this
yes,
case, you could call that a choice and a response. Am I going to keep myself into this or am I going to release it? No, I'm
yes.
not going to keep it.
And that's why I laugh a lot, because, you know, it goes, oops. Well, this is humorous, um, but laughter keeps me going, and I can I can see where it allows me to get through a lot of things, and I'm not finished yet. But the beauty is that when you have a lot of tools that you can have that are with you, you can get through these things with less bumps and bruises and faster. And that's the thing. It doesn't make them go away. It just makes it that you have oil to put on there if it gets too squeaky. You have a hammer to pound it down if it gets too tough. So that's the
Yes,
beauty of the self-awareness.
yes, exactly. And these five simple thought-provoking questions are also for you watching this or listening to this to ask yourself, right? But we do
Yes.
it with each other. So, next question.
Okay.
Do you believe your thoughts and energy can shape your reality? Why or why not?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that thought, actually, it walks before you. And we were talking about how you want to make an affirmation or something, but there is a thought that's already preceding that. Well, I'm not worthy, and that's out there. You've already thought that, and it's in your system. And then you say, I am worthy, I'm going to receive all this money. But that other thought is out there first. And absolutely what we think. And we did a whole show one time on the power of the voice and being impeccable with our speech. Because if we get up in the morning and we look in the mirror and we go, oh, it's going to be a bad hair day, it's going to be a bad hair day on all levels. Where if you go, well, this is going to be interesting, time for a new do or something like that, how you perceive it and how you do it. And yes, what we think is definitely going to be how we perceive the world.
Yes, and it's a key actually, because um, it does make a difference. As you said, if you put the framework up and you say, no, I can't do it, yeah, you already put it up there. Or
Yep,
you focus on worry, that's also going to put you in that place because you are not fully convinced that it can be happening. There is a difference, though, with what you want to create for yourself. If there's another person involved, you don't have authority over their free will. That's
exactly,
different, right?
exactly.
And that's why we always talk about it's a no-no to do energy work on someone without having their permission. If one wants to send energies to someone, I don't work on anyone without their permission, and I
Yep.
want it in person or something, right? Um, but if I want to send energy, I can ask if I'm allowed to.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you can send love and light and let them do with what they want to do. You don't send, okay, I'm going to fix your big toe because maybe that big toe likes being the way it is, and maybe it's the ankle that's causing the big toe. So you don't know. So instead of sending it like, I'm going to fix that for you, just say, here, use it however you wish it. Just,
Yes.
this is a nice blanket. You can make a tent out of it. You can wrap it around. You can do whatever you want with it. And but if somebody calls and like with you and says, my friend, I really feel bad about them and I want you to do this, I said, have you asked them if they want this?
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Because yeah,
we don't have the whole story. We don't really know.
exactly.
Sometimes, as weird it might sound, maybe we are going through certain things to have an experience, and who am I to judge that? I'm not to judge someone
Yes,
else's experience, right? Because it's their choice. It may sound very weird, but it is still their choice. We can do what you said also, right? Sending love and light or sending good energy and say to them, if I'm allowed to, as I say, or like you say, do whatever you want with it. Use it
exactly.
in any way you want.
And when it's sent that way, then it is just it's like a Valentine with a big hug on it. But when I'm actually working with someone, I do have specific, agreement that they wish to receive the healing energy, because um, I don't mind just getting hugs every now and then, but I don't want someone trying to change my life because they think that their life looks better on me than my life. And
Exactly.
there's great responsibility. There is.
Yeah, it is. And who are they to think that they know what you need if they
Exactly.
don't ask you? Yes. And
That's right.
I think we did a show on that one too. We talked about that.
Yes, we
Giving
did.
and
Yeah.
receiving. Yes, we did.
Yeah.
So, next question. When you
Mhm.
set an intention, do you feel more aligned or focused in your daily life? That's an easy one, right?
That is. Thank goodness you came in with some good, easy ones this time. Yes, very much so. Very much so, because um, if you just take the word intention as a putting focus on something and not having the spiritual aspect of it, yes, it was my intention to, before I went through some physical challenges that I knew I was going to be having, it was my intention to get some things done around the house so they would be done and I wouldn't be sitting here going, I wish I'd done them. And I did have a solid intention of getting
Yes,
them accomplished. That helped give me the momentum that I needed to stay focused. And even when the body says, no, we're not going to do it anymore, and you go, yes, we just got to do this one more thing, it gave me that extra momentum, like I
energy.
said,
Yeah,
energy. And and it was not, this was not on the spiritual realm, but when you're working with the spiritual realm, the intent is amplified. And yes, I very much agree with that. Yeah.
yeah, and actually, yeah, we do. In my life, I do set intentions all the time. I don't react. Sometimes I do react for a few minutes. I get it out of me, and then I respond. I choose a response to something,
That's right.
right? And my intention, yeah, it's different things, but it's following life in this moment, in the present moment, with the flow, so to speak.
Going
So
with the
if I
flow.
see that my intention may, even if it's a good intention for me and it's something I would choose, may not be in alignment at this very moment. Yeah, well, I put it there and I say, okay, I'm going to work on that part when I feel that it's going to be the timing. I'm not going to stubbornly, even though I am very stubborn, I'm not going to stubbornly continue to do that. For instance, one intention that I did um, set last year when I ended up in the hospital after breaking my leg. So, you know, that's, yeah, because I know we brought that up a lot, but it's kind of a place when I don't have time for this, that's the feeling, right? And I said that. Then I got it out of my system. I said, okay, no matter what I'm going to try to do right now, I'm not going to be able to do maybe those things. So I put them aside for now, and
Mhm.
I do what I can with what I currently have, and I look forward.
Yes. And that is, to me, what is really living within your own spirituality. And that is a self-love, a self-understanding. Um, you're not beating yourself up because you didn't do it or you can't do it. You're not beating yourself up because you should have or could have. What you're doing is saying, okay, right now, my now is this, and
Yeah,
this is how I'm going to handle it. And
yeah,
this frees you from all of that stuff that burdens you down, that does not allow you to move into this other existence. And
exactly. Instead of saying, well, I can't do that, and I can't do that, and I can't do that, uh, all of those things that I can't do, well, I'm going to focus what I can do.
yes, and and that's the thing. Sometimes the universe says, uh, you need to maybe see this from a different angle. So we're going to give you a little bit of a nudge here to go a different direction. And there again, we were talking about going with the flow, and uh, knowing when to not maybe go with the flow, but but understanding that that's going to carry you through the momentum and everything else, but having the self-love and the self-assurance and the self-mastery to go, okay, this has worked this far. Now, what is my next synchronicity that's maybe going to say, okay, this is your stop. Get off here. We're going to go another direction. And then allowing that to happen instead of stubbornly saying, well, that's not what I meant to do, and I'm going to do this, and and I'm going to kill myself, and I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to let anything get in my way. And that's blindness. That is not allowing for the possibilities of amazing things that can happen along the way.
Yes. I have a more juicy question now for you.
Oh, okay.
How do you how do you distinguish between a passing desire and a true soul level intention?
Wow. Wow. That's hard to put into words, but I would have to say that when something is really not for my highest good, it's almost as if something sparkly got my attention, and I'll go over and I'll kind of look at it, but there's no substance to it. Once I get there, the sparkle is gone, or the desire is fading, and I go, well, this wasn't a true direction for me to go. That was just a distraction, and I can't describe it any other way. It's just because we're always pulled to a lot of different things. That's what life does with us. But when you start looking for substance and something that is going to bring a feeling within yourself that this is where you need to be, and there again, listening to yourself, listening to your gut, listening to your knowing, listening to your intuition, listening to all of the things, all the tools that we have, then you're going to look at something and go, yeah, but if I smooth it off, all that glitter comes off on my hands. It's not real. And yeah. But that comes from learning to trust yourself and trust your true intentions.
Yeah. I think that I agree so much with you always, because we tend to talk the same language, the spiritual language in this way, right?
Yes.
So I think it's quite a juicy question. It's hard to answer, to be honest. But something, a passing desire, if I would desire, I wouldn't feel great if I wouldn't buy that dress. I a passing desire also person that I think that's not confirming me or giving me feedback that they want to be with me or something of that nature.
Right.
That is more like a desire, right? Something that is has real essence and substance, and is a soul level intention. That is something that is going to bring me into the continuing the path of joy. It doesn't mean that life in between is not going to happen to me, right? But it's going to
Exactly.
bring me forward. And we don't always have a clue what that's going to be. We have a sense in this moment, but also the path forward is not straight. Even if we may see a goal over here or have an intention of a goal, but the path there is going to go a little bit left, a little bit right, going a little bit in a circle, and then back to main road again, right? So that's
Yeah,
how that goes. Do you agree?
I absolutely. And this is why I think that as we've come together, giving people the opportunity to uh, find their truth, find what really is their essence, finding their self-worth, finding their self-love, learning to trust themselves. These are all tools that when you come up against something like that, that really is tempting, you're going to go, yeah, but my gut doesn't feel good about this. I'm going to have to compromise this, and this in order to fit in. This doesn't, and you have the tools and the beauty of knowing yourself.
Yes.
These are what you're preparing for, because as we were growing up, we didn't have these tools, and we blundered into this and blundered into that. And fortunately, through our blunder, we got a couple of bangs and bruises, but we came through. And then I know with myself personally, once I just realized that this was not the way that I wanted to go, and then I would have to try this on and try that on, and see what was going to help me become a better me.
Yes. Yes, exactly. A better version, striving
Yes,
forward instead of being stuck somewhere, right?
exactly.
Last question.
Oh, there's one more.
What,
Okay.
one more. What practices help you stay connected to your intentions? Journaling, meditation, visualization, or something else?
All the above, and adding things that I have eliminated from to eliminate the toxicity in my life. Um, not going to places that I know that are just full of a lot of tension and stress and things that I wouldn't be able to resolve if I was there, and I don't really need to be there for that. Um, Avoiding listening to all of other people's opinions or listening to the news. Um, Choosing the group of people, the star family that I want around me is not necessarily my blood family, but people that, as you said, they're going to be there when you need that uplift, you need that inspiration, you need that you can do it, hang in there. You don't need the ones that are there for show. And
No.
I often think about this in a funeral situation. And this person has been ignored their whole life. And, whatever happened to so and so? Oh, well, so and so died. Oh, well, I've got to go to the funeral. They go to the funeral to say, yeah, I really appreciated this person. And they probably didn't even know this person's favorite color. And you don't want to be surrounded with people that are there to say, look how wonderful I am because I go to people's funerals. I want someone there that when I need help stepping out of my car and I've twisted my ankle, I need somebody there that's going to say, may I be of service?
Yeah.
This is where it counts. And this is the beauty of being discerning with whom you share your energy field with, because when we share energy, like with you and I, this is more intimate than sex, because this
It
is a
is.
soul level connection. This is a cosmic connection. This is where all our DNA, all of our everything is. We are completely in this beautiful space with each other, not trying to conquer the other, not trying to, one up them, but to genuinely, I'm here to share energy with you, and you're here to share energy with me. And
Yes.
when you have that kind of a divine intimacy, you realize that all of the superficial stuff that you thought was important It's not important.
No, it's not important. And it's very genuine and it's very unconditional. No hidden agenda,
Hmm.
no assumptions, no expectations, just authenticity.
Yeah, and people mistake that and think that that's called blunt truth. Boy, you really look gross today. No, that's hateful. That's cruel. No, you're not inspiring that person to be better. You're just saying, well, I'm telling you the truth. No, that isn't truth. That's a hate. you know
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything else.
That
And
that
there's
that is try, trying to show off as you are above someone else, and that's not sitting on someone. No, that's not good because we are not here to sit on each other. We are here to uplift each other. And
exactly.
if you just smile at a stranger when you meet on the street or something, you
Hi.
may impact them for the whole day.
And you don't know because 99.9 times out of it's not going to come back where you're going to see that you actually had an impact on the person. I've been very fortunate in my life that years after doing something that was just very very simple and not even knowing these people and having the grandmother of this young girl that I helped come back and say, I know you, you're so and so. And I'm going, okay. It's like when Sue came up to me and she said, you helped my granddaughter so much. And the granddaughter could not speak. She had cerebral palsy. So how she conveyed to her parents who I was and what I did, I have no idea. That's the mystery. But this person said, I know you because you did this. And so this happens all the time. We just may never have a confirmation of it. So each gem that you leave out there in the world, each smile, each may I assist, each like this man who had no money at all, but he was in the laundromat and this young girl was trying to decide what she was going to wash for her little baby because she didn't have enough money to pay for the laundry. And he just plunked a quarter in. At that time, it was quarters. And so every Monday, he started doing that. When he went and did his wash, he would plunk a couple of quarters in for somebody. And maybe that was the difference between them having something clean and feeling like a human being and or feeling worthless.
Yeah.
As he did this, now this is the beauty of these acts that we do. Gradually, he started seeing other people leaving little bags of quarters. Use them if you need them. And this started happening all over. And in his little town, there were always quarters there, and nobody ever took more than they needed. And that was this when it's really given in the truest aspect, unconditionally, it grows. It's beautiful.
It grows. It's fantastic.
Yes.
So, my beautiful sister, are you ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, I think my seat's pretty hot now. So thank you very much.
Hotspot, right? So, find all past episodes at youtube.com/at Angel Place on Earth /streams or angelplaceonearth.com/upcoming-past. Next upcoming show on Cosmic Guardians and Cosmic Sisters is next Wednesday, October 1st, with me and Corinne, and we will talk about power in the pushback. It
Yep,
is okay to say no way or go away. I like that topic.
absolutely.
And you can find upcoming and past episodes, as we said. Also, upcoming ones. No, past episodes. Sorry, I got stuck in my own words. Both upcoming and past episodes at angelplaceonearth.com/upcoming-past and find our
Oh,
series at angelplaceonearth.com/series-cosmic-guardians. We come live for you every Wednesday, and you can connect with us, find upcoming shows, find Corrine, find her phone number and website and everything, and connect with me as well at angelplaceonearth.com/cosmic guardians. And thank you for joining Cosmic Sis-Stars Show. We are beaming with gratitude for your presence as we explored Insight 10, the power of intention from the Celestine Prophecy. Tonight, we remember that our thoughts are not just whispers in the void. They're energetic seeds that shape the garden of our lives. Whether you're setting intentions for healing, abundance, or soulful connections, know that the universe is listening and responding. So pay attention. Put your intention where it should be, as you want it to be.
Yep.
As we close this cosmic container, we invite you to carry this insight into your daily life. Speak your truth, set your intentions, and trust that your energy is co creating miracles. Stay tuned for our next episodes, and where we will continue to eliminate the path of spiritual awakening, one step at a time. Next week, we discuss power in the pushback. It is okay to say no way or go away. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and connect with us at Cosmic Guardians through Angel Place on Earth, as we said the websites. Until next time, keep shining, keep aligning, and keep intending. We love you, we hear you, we see you, and we honor your light.
Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste. And that was beautiful. How did you say that? Keep shining and keep aligning.
Keep shining, keep aligning, and keep intending.
Perfect. That was beautiful. And I'm just going to say ditto to that, and the power of a billion to it, because that was incredible. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you for being here with me.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.